So welcome back to this new video, and in this video we're going to do something a little bit different. This is my older iPhone. This is a iPhone SE. It's the okay, handy. So this is the iPhone SE. It's the first edition that came out in 2016, and this is my old iPhone. And what I want to do today is I want to replace the battery, so I can use this phone for maybe some phone calls, or mostly for music playing. I think I will use it. So what I did is I ordered a replacement battery from iFixit, and I also ordered some of the additional tools with that, since I have not taken apart a iPhone before or replaced anything on the iPhone. So I thought it was handy to get myself some tools so I can work a bit better on the iPhone to make the battery replacement a bit more smoothly going. Not sponsored, by the way. I mean, not yet, I guess. So let's open up the battery and see what it looks like. So this is the replacement battery, as you can see. And it comes with the adhesive, so once the old battery is out, we should remove the plastic on here, and then I think the pink part should stick down into the where the battery is supposed to lay down, and it should be a pretty straightforward replacement, I think. The battery has been replaced once before, I think like 4 years ago, and right now the battery capacity is at 82%, so the battery is just not any good anymore, and it will basically, if it's 100%, it will probably be dead by day 4 when I just lay it down and it does nothing. So yeah, that's why I thought, well, why not replace the battery so I can at least use the phone still for some minor tasks and purposes. So here are the two screws that we are supposed to remove. I think these are pentalop screws, if I'm correct. So iFixit provided the correct screw bit and stuff with that, since, well, I don't own those. And I think what is supposed to happen is you take these screws out, and then I think you can use this device on here, and then you should be able to make the screen go forward like that. That's what I think. So let's take the screws out and see from there how it goes. And of course I have shut off the phone already, and the battery is also really low, so at least that should make it a little less risky to take the battery out, because I think that will be the most difficult part about this situation. Is that the battery is probably stuck down pretty good. And of course you do not want to be too aggressive when taking the whole assembly apart. So let's see how this is supposed to work. I think you're supposed to put it down pretty well, and then like this. No, other side then. Oh yeah, that's better. Don't really want to break the screen or anything. I'm not sure how to pry the screen open. I think these tools provided are a little bit too thick. So I will go to my own tools, and I think I will try this guitar pick type of thing and see if that will help a little bit here. Okay, so I'm now trying a different type of this one, of this part, and this seems to hold on better, and I can tell that the screen is moving. So what I want to do is create a tiny bit of space here so I can get a prying tool in there. Of course, you do not want to push too hard, or else you may break the screen, and that's of course what you do not want. But yeah, like I said, it's the first time I've ever done this. But yeah, I can tell that the screen is moving a little bit here. So it's definitely coming out, so that's still good news. I mean, you can tell that it's coming out a little bit. Yeah, and just need to be patient. It's better to go too slow than you go too fast and break the screen. It's not worth it. Here you can see that it's starting to come apart a little bit. So I will attempt to get a prying tool in there. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this is starting to come apart. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this does it. Of course, you need to be careful of any possible cables that can be inside of the phone. Okay, there we go. You can see that the screen is loose now. And we need to be careful of any type of ribbon cable. I think this is the one for the Touch ID. So we will need to disconnect that. Okay, so Touch ID is removed. Okay, so now the phone is opened. This is a bit of a temporary setup because the phone does not want to be in a full 90 degrees. But yeah, let's now remove the two screws, which keeps the battery assembly together. You need a Philips 000 bit for that. So the two screws are right here. Okay, so let's remove it with a pair of tweezers. These are such tiny screws. You do not want to lose them, I say, as I lose it. Oh, thank God for the magnetic thing here. Oh my God. I mean, honestly, I just wanted to replace the battery as a bit of a fun project, but damn, I already underestimated how difficult it is and how tiny everything is. I do have a bit of a guideline from the iFixit side to make sure that I don't destroy anything or open anything which I shouldn't be opening. So now we are supposed to get this metal plating off so we can get to the battery connector. So we will remove that carefully. And I think this should be the battery connector, so we need to disconnect that. Okay, so the battery is disconnected. So next up we need to remove these four screws. They all use the same Philips 000 bit, but they are all different screw sizes. So we need to make sure that we keep these ones in the correct order. these screws are so tiny, it's insane. Okay, so I've got everything. I mean, I'm just keeping the screws inside the shielding so I do not confuse them. So that's what I'm doing right now. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, this is for the screen. So if you are replacing your battery, make sure you disconnect your battery first always before you connect the screen, or else you can cause shorts and basically destroy your screen or your whole phone. And besides this one, we need to disconnect this ribbon connector and this one as well. Tiny correction, this ribbon connector, this one and this one and this one. And then the whole screen should come apart. So here you can see that the screen assembly has come apart. So we put that to the side for now. And I think we can start working on removing the old battery now. So this is part of the sticky assembly, so to say, that's under the battery, that keeps the battery in place. And what we want to do is we want to get the stickiness out of there. So here you can see that I've gotten this black part up here. Now we want to take this, lift this up a little. Until we can see a white piece appear, which is now coming inside. And I think I've said this, but I'm literally reading this from the iFixit side, because, well, I have no experience with battery replacement or phone repairs in general. So this guide is really useful right now. So we want to cut this apart like that. And again, now we are removing one of the two adhesive tapes from under the battery, and patience is key is the only thing I can say. Since once you have gotten this cleanly off the battery, then it will be way easier to remove it. And I've miserably failed at that. If I can still recover some of it. Okay, that's the first adhesive strip removed. It's not really how you're supposed to do it, but I think it worked out. Maybe there's a little bit of residue left, but I think we've got the majority out of there. You can see that the battery is starting to move a little finally, so I think that a good majority of the adhesive has come out already. It has broken off a few times, so I had to get in with my tweezers in the side here to catch some of that white adhesive, so I could pull it out further again with my hand. But I think we are getting somewhere finally. And the adhesive is almost coming out. Okay, there we go. And now I think that the battery should come out relatively easily. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got almost all of the adhesive out by just slowly pulling. I think this process may have taken me like 15 minutes of just pulling out the adhesive, but it came out pretty cleanly, so I'm happy with that. So this is going to the side. Of course, I will recycle the battery properly. Do not throw it into your trash, but recycle it properly according to your country rules. So before installing the new battery, I just want to do a little bit of maintenance. Since now I have a bit of space to do that. What is maybe also interesting to tell is that this phone has an history of having fallen into water, as in actual water. But yeah, luckily it survived that. So I'm in there, I'm checking if I can see any type of damage. But honestly, it looks pretty clean to my eye. And I think that the internals of this phone have completely survived actually. Which, well, I'm very lucky with that. Because these phones were definitely not approved for any type of water damage which you have with the later phones. That they have some type of sealing around the screen so that no water can come in here, but this phone does not have that yet, so I guess I lucked out of any type of internal damage. I think this belongs on here. This was already a little bit loose. So luckily I remembered that, otherwise I would have had no idea. Now I'm just removing some of the grime which has set around the screen here. So you can see already what grime I got out of from here. So I would just do the whole side to clean that up a little bit. Alright, I've given everything a bit of a clean, so now we can go ahead and install the replacement battery. Although I will not be connecting it yet, but I will just make sure the adhesive and stuff will all be sitting correctly. So we can remove this. I will first see how this battery will fit. So I think the battery is basically supposed to fit like this. And there's a lot of space where it can move in between. I mean, if I compare it to this battery, I think the iFixit one might be a little bit bigger. That's basically the same size. It's a little bit thicker, if you can see. But it's very close in size. Yeah, I think I will go with this. I think like this it sits okay. This seems aligned properly. If you look at this. At the battery connector. So let's go for it. Okay, so you can see the connector sits in place, so I think this is good the way it sits. So now I will press it down, although I think it's pretty flush. And I will of course disconnect the battery again, because well, we are not done yet. Okay, so now we should just reverse the instructions which we were given, which means that I can get the screen right here, and we can reinstall that. Of course, we need to make sure that this is aligned. And now we can connect the ribbon cable, all three of them, in the reverse order. Okay, now we need to reconnect this metal plate over there with the Phillips 000 screw. And make sure that you keep count of where the screws go. I think it's better to put a shorter screw in first. So I will start with the one right under. Okay, so that's installed again, the metal plating for the LCD cables. I'm very sorry for the silence, by the way, but I'm really trying to focus that I do not mess anything up here, because that would be very unfortunate, of course. Okay, yeah. So in this step, we need to reconnect the battery. Again, because we need to put the metal plating over there again, of course. So let's see if we can get that plugged in like this. I mean, I have gotten it plugged in before, of course, so I know that that works, but it's very sketchy. And I'm very sorry that you cannot see anything right now. It's basically trying to align the cable with my fingers. Okay, there we go. So now the battery is installed again. And now, of course, the next step is to put the plating on. It's the two screws go right here and right here. I mean, I think I will put the iFixit battery replacement guide in the description for this specific phone model, so for the 2016 SE, so you can see for yourself what the instructions are if you need to replace the battery yourself, because I do not want anyone to use this as a tutorial video, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm completely new to this, and it's the first time I'm attempting any iPhone repair ever, or a replacement in this case, so I do not recommend you follow anything along with this video, and instead go to the iFixit site and see from there what you can best do to replace your iPhone battery smoothly. And this is a very magnetic screw, so let me get that off there. There we go. So let's cool this down at least a little bit. Now I will get the other screw. Then tighten that one a little bit. Ooh. This is so magnetic, insane. It does make it more difficult to lose the screw, so that's good news, but you need to align it pretty well the first time. Come on. Okay, there we go. So now we can put this into place. Okay. That's done. I think now we can reconnect the Touch ID again. So let's put it like that. I know you cannot see anything. I will need the lightning so I can see inside the phone. Okay, I'm having some trouble to get the screen on again. So on one side it wants to go in, but on the other side it absolutely does not want to go in, so we need to open it up again. Shit. Oh, I accidentally turned on the iPhone, but it does power up, so that's the good news. So I will just wait what this does. At least the LCD seems to be working perfectly fine. And still powers up correctly. So that's the good news. And the battery is getting recognized and installed, so that's good. But I'm a little worried about the reinstallation of the screen. So I will shut it off again. And I just need to realign it properly, and then it's just the last step. Come on. Oh, I really do not want to screw this up. So as you can see here it does not want to sit properly. I will need to do a bit more research on how to get it to install properly, so I will suspend the recording for now and I will get back to you when I have figured it out. Okay, so I'm back. I think it took around 20 minutes of trying to realign the screen correctly, but as you can see now it's nice and flush on all sides. I need to put the screws in, so that's why this is a little bit iffy. But what I needed to do is up here, I needed to basically get the screen a little bit forward, and the screen is basically almost flat here. It's not installed yet, but it's maybe a little bit up here. And you need to push the screen upwards a little bit so that the metal clips that are on the front screen go into the back chassis, basically. So then it's nice and flush, and then you can push it all down like that. So that's what I needed to do. So it should be okay. I'm going to turn it on right now to see if everything has been going smoothly, and as you can see the screen does turn on fine. So I think I can almost call this a success. I just need to put the two outer screws in, and then it's a job done and the battery is replaced. And now I'm going the other way with the screws, but I just want to find the thread, the original thread. So that's one screw. And here's the last screw. And that's a job done. And here you can see the capacity is at 100% again. So yeah, it has been a successful replacement. And yeah, for the first time that I've done this, if I need to rate this in terms of difficulty, I will give it a 8 out of 10. With the reason 8 out of 10 is because if you follow the guideline from the iFixit site very carefully, then it's definitely doable, but you need to have a lot of patience. You cannot rush this job or else you can destroy literally anything. I mean, if you push on the screen too hard, you can destroy the screen. If you push a ribbon cable out with too much force, it will break. And yeah, you need to have a lot of patience and care. But after that, it's doable. It's definitely doable. But I would not recommend doing this for the first time on your own device. Make sure it is a device you do not use anymore. I would say to get a bit of practice in. And I think once you've done this a few times, then it should definitely be easier. But yeah, luckily for me, it has all gone well and nothing has gone destroyed. Everything works fine. You can see everything works. I need to test the Touch ID actually, so might as well do that right now. Just to make sure that nothing got destroyed. Although I can live without Touch ID actually. Since it is old phone, so I will not be using this much anyway, but the other battery just had to go. The capacitance of 80% is just, now, it's not very useful anymore. Yeah, and touch works perfectly fine, so that's good. So yeah, like I said, this makes it the end of the video, so thanks for watching. I hope it was somewhat interesting, and I will see you in the next one.